Hey guys, hope you guys are having a good day. Today I am here to talk about my 26-week pregnancy update. I am currently 26 weeks and let's see, Sunday, Monday, 4 days, so I'm almost 27 weeks along with a baby girl. In case you guys are new here, it is baby number 2. My first is a boy and he is almost 18 months. He will be about 20 months old when she is born. And we do have a name picked out. Her name is going to be Nora Louise, so that is what we are going with. My last pregnancy update was 20 weeks, and it has been a while since I last updated. Excuse me, I have some crazy heartburn happening, but it is what it is. I'll get into that later. But yeah, the last 2 months have been pretty hectic with just the holidays, and I had a trip that I had to go on, and things are kind of settling down and we're kind of getting into like baby mode. So I am going to be back in it and do an update probably every 2 weeks because I just think nothing happens in between then. And it'll be good timing because in 2 weeks I have my glucose test and just another appointment. So yeah, let's get going on into it. So I started out the pregnancy at about 178 pounds. I am now 188, except today, I mean on a good day I'm like 185, but 188, so I'm up about 10 pounds, which is good. My doctor, I started this pregnancy overweight, so 25 pounds would be like a good ending, so a pound a week from here on out is perfect. If it's a little bit more, that's okay too, as long as I'm not over the 35 pounds. Excuse me, sorry about my hair. But I just got out of the shower because I was at the gym and then Henry's now napping, so it's like the only time to do that. So I have my phone and I'm going to have it out because it'll just remind me of the things that I've done for the last couple of months. So a big thing that we did was I hired a doula, and my husband is not really on board with the whole doula situation. He just doesn't understand, but it's important for me. We don't have any family around here and or friends, and I really want to do another epidural free birth, which I say that because I would like to call it a natural birth, but I am getting induced and there's going to be medication with that, so it's not fully natural, but I would like to do it without an epidural because I did that with my first and I was able to do it, and I just had a good experience with my body not taking the epidural. But I also want you to know that I'm pretty open to having the epidural too. But so we hired a doula. She actually reached out to me. She's my neighbor and she needs to get some more practice births, and I wasn't really looking for like a very serious, committed doula, if that makes sense. I was open to the idea of having a doula, and then she offered to get experience, and in return I pay her just a small fee. So that's what we're doing, which I'm pretty excited about because I'm a lot more of like a natural crunchy person than my husband, so he's not really somebody that I can talk to about the latest documentary on C-sections in Brazil and how my vagina feels. So it's nice to have somebody else that I can connect with. And we also are reading this book together, which I do recommend, and it is called Oops, I was going to show it to you, but it just went away. Natural Hospital Birth. And I think it's important to read. I had never read a birthing book with Henry, and I definitely wish I had because I was very overwhelmed and not prepared, I would say, with his birth. So I think that this book is going to help us a lot. And then we also scheduled our induction. So I am getting induced at 39 weeks. This is because of a few things, but the most important and the main reason is because I don't have any family that lives any closer than about 3 hours away from us. And so we have a son, obviously, and I don't have a babysitter that I would say that I would trust overnight. And also on top of that, I don't really want him to be with anybody but family while we're gone because it's just a huge life moment, and it's really important to me that he has the people that he feels safest around. So we are scheduling it for the 39 weeks. My doctor offered it. She thinks it would be fine. I was scheduled at 38 weeks with Henry, so I was induced already before. I know the gist of things. We are doing it a little bit differently. With my first, I was induced with like a Foley bulb, which is just kind of like a little balloon that they stick up, and it expands over time until it reaches, till you dilate 2 to 4, then it just falls out. This time I'm getting induced with Cervidil, so we'll see how it goes. Another thing I can talk about is the fact that we're getting her room ready, which is going to be a whole nother video. I'm like slowly filming things. Another thing that we just started getting going on is getting the rooms changed. So I'm on the bed. This is downstairs in our basement, and this is now the new guest room. It's super dark in here. Hopefully one day we'll paint all the walls in this house, but not today and not before this baby is born. We moved Henry over into the bigger room that's upstairs, and he is doing fine in that, and that's like what we call his dinosaur room. So we're still decorating and getting that done. And then her room, we need to build the dresser and the crib, which we have, and it's just kind of in the process of being built slowly. Things take a lot longer when you have a 1.5-year-old running around. We're trying our best here, but it's getting there. In terms of clothing, we are set for her for the first 3 months, and then there's like a handful of things that we need to get still, like random, like a thermometer for her, just, you know, just like the random little things that you don't have lying around, or that Henry has, but I'd prefer them to have separate things like that. And then kind of the last big thing that's happened in the past couple months is I've been really wanting to sign up for the gym. I have not worked out this entire pregnancy. With Henry, I was walking every day. I would walk 4 miles a day with him all the way up until a couple weeks before he was born. I was walking. It was like this beautiful water path. I'd wake up early. I would go to this beautiful water path kind of near where I worked with the family that I nannied at the time, and then I'd go to their house, and it was just like the perfect morning. I did it all the time. It was great. But with Henry, it's been hard. Like the only times that I can work out are with him in the stroller, but it is now snowing or 30 degrees outside, so not sounding very appealing. And then the other option is to go after he goes to bed at night, which, I'm sorry, all right, if you're pregnant, you know, 7:30 hits, you're done. You're done for the day. I'm not going to go work out at 7:30. So we found this gym that is the YMCA here in town, and it's only like $30 more per month. Sorry, I was just checking the monitor. It's $30 more per month than my husband was paying just for himself to go to the gym, and that includes me, Chris, and Henry, our son, and that's including daycare when we were there. So for the last 2 days, I've taken him, and I drop him off at daycare, which is hard. It's not like an easy thing for him because he's never been out of daycare or anything. But and then I go upstairs and I do the treadmill for 30 minutes, and the I forget the name of the bike. It's a stationary bike, but it has the seat, so you can actually sit in it, and I do that for 15 minutes, and then I go stretch for 15 minutes, and it's like the perfect amount. Definitely by the end of the day I'm very sore, like down there, but I really think that like getting your body moving will help labor when it's that time, and I think that it helped me a lot, so I'm trying to get back on track with that. I also feel like if I work out a little, I feel less guilty about wanting sweets every night, so that's where I'm at. Okay, so the next thing I can talk about is just my symptoms of my body overall. I guess I can go from head to toe, or try my best to. One of like the worst things in the last month or two is like the pregnancy congestion that I have. It's so annoying. Like my nose always feels stuffy. I always have to blow my nose, and it's like dry boogers or bloody boogers, and then even will get like a nosebleed once in a while. It's so frustrating because it affects like my sleep, and it's just affects my breathing. Like already pregnant, it's hard to breathe, so having a stuffy nose and like sinuses completely filled it's just annoying. Sorry, going off of my phone here. The next thing is my nipples have been changing, which never happened with Henry, but with her, all of a sudden the outside, sorry guys, the outside ring of my nipples are turning like super dark brown, and it's weird. It like looks weird. It's like a bullseye. Like the outer ring is brown, but like the inside of it is still the same color. So I'm wondering if it'll fully change or not by the time she's here. But it didn't with Henry, so that's what's weird to me. The stretch marks that I talked about a while back over Thanksgiving are no longer there, which is super weird. I mentioned in my last video that I had woken up the weekend after Thanksgiving and my stomach was covered in these teeny tiny stretch marks all down my stomach. And I had a meltdown, freaked out, accepted it though, and then now the stretch marks are gone. So not sure what that was. But the only other couple things are just like your normal tiredness, and I've definitely been feeling like a lot of heaviness and like pressure down there. It feels to me like she's bigger than Henry was. Like I definitely feel like by 6 o'clock I'm feeling very just like heavy down there, and I talked to my doctor about it at my last visit, and she checked me even, and everything was fine. But I just was kind of like, it's not, well, I don't know. I guess this means it's 2 pregnancies in 2 years. That's just how it goes. And then just the last thing is I'm just feeling her kick a lot, which I think is like the best feeling. She's a little monster in there. I would say a couple weeks ago she was kicking more. And now this week I'm feeling more of just like her moving or adjusting rather than like boom, 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 like I was feeling a couple weeks ago. And I think that's just because she's gotten bigger and there's just not as much room for her to be wild in there. But either way, it's pretty cute. She also like has a definite schedule. She loves partying at night, so that's good news for when she's born. Not. The last thing is going to be my cravings. They're pretty normal for pregnancy, I think. Like obviously, at least for me, is I eat more sweets while pregnant because it's like you can't drink, you can't do much of anything else. So at the end of the night, you're like, I'm gonna have some ice cream or a bowl of cereal or whatever it is. So my main things are cereal, ice cream, popcorn. I eat almost every single night, even if I have a sweet dessert. Like 30 minutes later, I'll have popcorn before bed. My favorite one is the Boom Chicka Pop, the microwavable popcorn that you, it comes in like a blue box, and it's like called the real butter version, and it's delicious. And then this week I've been craving like green smoothies with like mango and pineapple, and just, I guess like my body's just needing like some nutrients because I've just been really craving. Like I really want an acai bowl, but I haven't been able to get that yet, but I plan on doing that soon. But I went out and I got all of the ingredients for green smoothies yesterday, and I made a huge one, like I'm talking huge, and drank it all. And I'm gonna do the same today. I'm gonna drink a whole huge green smoothie because like it's not bad. It's all good stuff, so I'm gonna have it for sure. But anyways, yeah, I would say like the only other thing that I'm doing like body wise is moisturizing a lot. I just ran out of my rose hip oil. Now I'm using the Burt's Bees Mama Belly Butter, which is like not my favorite. I definitely prefer to use an oil on my stomach, but I had this and I want to use it up. And then in the last few weeks, I have my bio oil that I will like slather my belly in. Okay guys, so that is it for today's video. I'm gonna show you guys the bump that I have here. It is definitely going to be bigger than my 20-week bump, I think. I hope. And then I will see you guys in a couple of weeks. And let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions or want me to show you guys anything else, or if I'm forgetting anything. But this is a pretty, the last few weeks have been just pretty like basic, but I definitely think that now we're in go time. 3rd trimester's here, and it's just getting surreal that she's gonna be here in like exactly three months. So let me show you the bump. I'll be able to see the belly. So this is from the front with my maternity tank top on, and then this is from the side. You can see that. And then show you guys, this is where we're at. You can like just see where it goes, but this is where we're at for almost 27 weeks, 26.